Learning PDR is a little bit like learning to play golf. Now, my full disclaimer, I am not a golfer. I've probably played about a dozen times in my life, so I apologise if I offend any keen golfers out there getting my analogy or terminology wrong. But I do find it quite a similar process. I was just thinking about it the other day. You can pick up from, say, like eBay, a second-hand club, a ball for £20–30, go down to your local park and just start having a go. And likewise with PDR, you can pick up some very cheap second-hand tools, pick up a scrap panel and just start having a go. Now, you might be one of the very few lucky ones that just has a natural ability, picks it up easily and just runs with it. But probably, like the majority of people, you're gonna just get frustrated in not knowing why it's not working. So it's very easy to watch a video, see somebody doing it, and particularly in golf, you watch, it looks so simple. They just swing the club, hit the ball, off it goes perfectly. You have a go, you try and copy. You probably don't even hit the ball if you're like me. You just end up hitting the grass, the turf, and kicking it all up. And if you are lucky enough to even hit the ball, there's no chance I know if it's going left, right, how far it's going. It's kind of just a bit pot of luck. But that's me at a very basic beginner level of the game. But this is where I found it quite similar. So I would do just a few lessons and then discovered that there were some real simple things that made a difference to my game. So for example, with golf, it was the direction I had my feet pointing, or the posture that I had, the bend in my elbow with swinging. Also the clubs, not all clubs are the same. So you've got different weights, you've got different lengths. The angles of the club face, the grips and the handle, they all make a difference to your own personal feel and your own performance with it as well. So just some basic tweaks in my own posture, my own sort of stance, and the clubs that I was using made a difference. I didn't stick with it, but it got me to a level where I could just about hit it in the direction I wanted it to go, give or take. I couldn't get the distance and was never really, or still haven't got to a level where I'm confident I can get it to go where I want it to go. But I understood that there was a whole lot more to the game than I initially thought. Now, when it comes to learning PDR, I think it's quite similar. So out on the golf course, I probably spend 90%, 95% of my time frustrated trying to do it, and it's just not going where I want it to go. I can't figure out what it is I'm doing wrong, and the more frustrated I get, the harder it becomes to kind of focus and really kind of keep the motivation and keep progressing forward. And that's very similar with PDR. When you're just starting off, you watch somebody do it on a video, they take a dent out, they're pushing it from behind, tapping it from the top, and it looks like a simple process. But it's the slight different techniques, the different tools, and that understanding of the metal flow. So that's where it really comes into progressing and leveling up with PDR and your understanding. The first part is just understanding that there might be a whole lot more of information that you do not yet understand. And that could be the difference between taking you to the next level. So back to the golf analogy. With clubs, you'll find there's a different angle of the face, a different weight to it, a different length. We're not all made the same, different heights, different strengths. So what club might work for somebody doesn't necessarily work for you. So you need to find your own kind of style, your own club, what gives you a nice feel. And that's very true when it comes to tools. You'll pick up some tools, take blending hammers for example. There are a whole load of different weights, different lengths, different tips, different surfaces, and how you've then got your own kind of personal feel on it. So whether you like a lightweight hammer, a heavy hammer, the metal faces, rubber faces, they all just give you a different feel to it, and it comes down to your own personal preference when you start to create your own style. So that's why I think the analogy works quite well between learning PDR, learning golf. A massive part of it is the techniques and the little tweaks that you can do to improve your skills and understanding, and then also understanding the different quality in your clubs, i.e. your tools, and picking up a whole range. So you might start off with a basic set of clubs, but then realize that you want slightly different angles or to add to it and build up a whole collection. So same with the tools, you start with just your basic bar, your hammer, your knockdown, maybe an S hook and ring or hanger tool. But as you start to progress, you think, right, I need the next tool, this different length, this different angle, and you start to build up your kind of weaponry of tools, your arsenal of tools. So I think it works quite well with the analogy. Do leave your comments below the video as well, if it's making sense or you can relate to it at all, or by all means put some comments down there if I'm making no sense at all and it's all nonsense. It's all kind of good fun. But the analogy worked for me, at least in my mind, in learning to start. It's a slow process, there's a lot to kind of understand. But the difference between having some kind of training, now I'm not here to say which training's right or wrong for you, it's not a video about trying to promote the different training, but just understanding that there is training and there is help out there, and if you're not getting to the level you want to get to, perhaps you just need a little bit more encouragement or a little bit more advice to push you in the right direction and start to uncover some of the knowledge that you don't yet have. So with golf, they generally try and increase the accuracy as to, you know, kind of left to right and heading towards the fair, towards the green. With the dent repair side of things, you might be wanting to finish a repair faster or finish that repair a little bit cleaner, so you've got less tidy up work, tap down work to do at the end. So it's one thing being able to get a dent out, it's another thing working on the speed that it takes you to remove the dents, and then another thing again working on the kind of tools and the techniques to how cleanly you can finish that dent. So like I say, hopefully that makes sense, relates to at least somebody out there as it did to me. Do leave your comments below, and thank you for watching. Don't forget to hit subscribe on the channel. You can give us a thumbs up and like the channel or like the video. And I'm Tom with Learn PDR Online. Thank you for watching.